Welcome back to Gar's Graveyard Garage. We are in the garage again with Clyde, the old 1972 tow truck. Gonna knock out a few things and we're gonna find out if this thing's gonna drive. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Here we are with Clyde again. Where we left off was brakes, exhaust, and finding out all the other little things that are bad that we'll make our way around to. Not knocking out any of that stuff right now. Main goal right now is, can we make Clyde, we know it's running, can we get it to drive again? So in the meantime, we've got the new rubber on the truck. We went with some all-terrains. I'm sure they're not the right rating for a heavy-duty workhorse, but this isn't going to be doing a lot of heavy-duty working. So I'm not too worried about that. So for right now, it's fine. We've got all-terrains on here. They're all new. Brakes are done. Now what we need to work on first, as I'd mentioned in the last video, the clutch was acting very weird. So I did a little research, because I'm not real up on these trucks, and I think they did the same kind of clutch assembly up into the 70s, I believe. But what happens, well, let me show you. When you go to push the clutch, it doesn't come back unless you give it a little bump. So the research I found, I hope is correct. Usually the redneck forums are pretty good for this kind of stuff. There's a spring on the clutch pedal. And what that was designed for was the old style clutch that came in this truck was to make it easier to operate. With the new style clutch and pressure plate that I stuck in this truck, apparently that spring's not needed anymore. So we're going to take that spring out, and that should alleviate the problem, hopefully. So we're going to try that. What else do we need to do? Oh, alternator is not charging, so we need to go over the wiring on that, which it's pretty simple. It's all pretty exposed. Might be a bad regulator, or I need to look at the wiring schematic for this alternator. Some of these need an exciter wire, so I don't know if that's hooked up or not in the dash. So we'll figure that out. But I need to get the clutch working properly. Wheels are on. I didn't bore you with putting those on because most people have seen a tire put on a car or truck. But we're going to knock that spring off, hopefully without injuring myself, and see if we can figure out the alternator charging problem. Pretty sure it's not the alternator, it is brand new. I'm going to guess wiring. And then once we do that, since this has been sitting here for so long, it's turned into a kind of a hoarder's workbench, so we need to clean that off. And then we're going to attempt a drive down the road. Not too much, since I'm sure the rear diff's about empty, and the drive shaft, rear drive shaft, is definitely dented and bent. So at least I'll be able to move it around, because this is a heavy old boy and kind of hard to push around. So no more dilly-dallying. Let's see if we can get that spring off that pedal and see if that clutch pedal is going to work. All right, let's see what we are working with here. But if y'all can see it, it's this big old monster spring here. Looks like it's just in a, yeah, it's just looped in up there. So probably have to take it off right here. And I bet that thing's got some good oomph behind it. So let me figure out which trick I'm gonna do to pop that off. Yeah, let me mount the camera, and then I'm gonna I'll just grab a random tool that I think will work, and we'll we'll give this a shot. On second thought, I just noticed this bolt or nut that, yeah, let's just see if we can pop that loose. It might be the easiest way to do it, because this is a very serious spring. I don't think we're going to be able to push it off, because it's actually attached up here all the way up inside the dash. So yeah, let me grab a socket and we'll see if we can get that off there. All right, let's see. Well, that's on there good. Breaker bar. Oh, I think we got it. Okay. Okay, let's pop that with a hammer. I'm gonna hide up here. Yeah, boy. I don't know if there's anything to... I'm just gonna have to knock the heck out of it. And pray nothing flies. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna do it this way and stay out of the way. Come on. We're so close. Somebody probably cringing watching this, knowing that there's a really easy way to take this off here, but I've never had to do one of these before, so I don't know what it is. Okay, yeah, I'm just worried about where that nut's gonna fly. And don't worry, I'm not anywhere in the way of it. And you hear somebody under their breath saying, "Safety goggles." There it is. That pedal's coming back now. All right. Let me see. Yep. That feels like it should. Cool. All right. Got the back of the truck cleaned off. We're going to see if we can move this thing outside under its own power now. Let's find out. It moved backwards and frontwards and stops very fast. It's been a little while since this thing's seen the outside. I think one of the next things we'll do is get the hood put back on and give this thing a bath. But it's getting there. And I like the stance with those wheels. I think they sit pretty good. So now that it's outside, make it a little easier. Get the alternator figured out. And it's getting late, so we're probably gonna wrap up this part of the episode tonight. But we'll be back probably in about 2 days. And we'll start on this thing again. So we'll be back. All right, well, we're back on Clyde and doing the diagnostic on the alternator. And oh, again, big old giant Yerf dog go-kart somebody threw in the trash, and it runs, just carburetor was completely full of water and was not rebuildable. So ordered a new one, $20, and it's a full size. So yeah, I can actually fit on there. So we're gonna fix that and then turn around and flip it, because we get a lot of go-karts. But anyways, here we are. We know the alternator works. And I say that, sometimes you do buy new ones that don't work. I've already tested the alternator and it does work. But what I want to show you is on these old systems, they have an external regulator. And this also has the exciter built into it. So the exciter wire on this tells the alternator when to turn on, when to turn off, and when to charge, when not to charge. Newer alternators have them built in, so you don't have to worry about that. But this is a 4-blade, and what you do is, well, use your voltmeter and check the back of the alternator first to make sure you've got power here. So you should have 12 volts here. And when you turn your key on, you've got a plug, and you should have 12 volts, if you can see that, on the red, and you should have 12 volts on the black with the key on. Red's always hot. Black should only be hot when the key's on. This blue wire is your exciter wire. So what you can do is, if you suspect it's your regulator, take it off, start the truck, and jump for just a few seconds. Jump the blue in the red while you have your voltmeter on the battery. If it goes from 12 volts up to the 13.5 or higher, then you know the alternator is working and your regulator is shot. So we're going to be changing out that regulator with a new one. And this thing, they don't make them like they used to. This thing doesn't weigh anything compared to the old one. So I'm gonna pop this on here real quick, and we're going to start the truck and make sure that the alternator is now working. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're back. It's been a few days. In the meantime, started diagnosing the electrical system on here. None of it's making sense. I replaced the voltage regulator because the other one tested bad. Tested the new alternator, it worked. New voltage regulator. Tested all the wiring, and it still would not kick on for some reason. I mean, I even bypassed the exciter wire and did it with a light bulb. I've tried everything. If I jumped the regulator, the alternator would start charging. So, being that the pulleys didn't line up correctly with that style alternator anyways, and I had modified the bracketry to work, we're going to change out the alternator to an internally regulated. Got a new alternator mount kit to put on here, non-modified like the other one I cut up. And then I did some research on these pulleys because, you know, I did those teethed serpentine pulleys on this thing. One guy left a comment that he had to put spacers behind the pulley, the harmonic balancer pulley. So I ordered some spacers, so we're going to try that route because I really want those to work. And, oh, in the meantime, it wasn't real exciting to film, but I put new roof markers on here because the other ones were completely shot. I mean, they were just disintegrated. If I ever want to put this thing outside, I don't need any more rain leaking down in here like it was. So, real quick, I'm going to change out or get that alternator mounted, see if the alternator and the water pump line up with the new pulley on it. And if they line up, then the spacers on the harmonic balancer should fit or bring it out enough, and then that problem should be fixed. And I guess we're going to, well, we've got to rewire the charging system since we're bypassing the old regulator. So I'm going to knock that stuff out real quick, nothing exciting, and then we'll tune back in when I've got that on here. All right, now that I've got that put on, this alternator looks better too. It doesn't have the gold. But now that I've got this unmodified bracket back on, let me see if I can show you the alignment issue. Let's see, yeah, see how this one sits further back than this one, but this one and this one line up perfect. So behind here is where I've got to put some spacers to bring this out. That way that works. Got the wiring done, deleted the voltage regulator. So basically you've just got your exciter wire that comes over here and now ties into the bulb in the instrument panel. Which brings us to the next thing. This instrument panel, of course, originally didn't come with these gauge spots. Somebody had cut those out. And this instrument cluster is also, I mean, it's very tarnished. Yeah. And I looked at getting a replacement. But these things are actually very expensive. So what I did, I've seen mixed reviews, but there's a digital instrument cluster I've seen by, I think the company's called Intellitronics. I've seen mixed reviews. Most of the negative reviews I've seen where the instructions weren't great at installing it. That part doesn't really scare me because I don't really look at a lot of instructions. The other complaint I saw was the clock. It has a digital clock in it. It kept resetting back to 12. I don't know. Anyways, it was cheaper than buying another full cluster. I plan on making it kind of fancy in here anyways, leaving the outside, of course, crusty. But inside, I want to make it nice. I'm gonna have the seat reupholstered and that kind of stuff. Try and find a replacement radio that matches, you know, dual knob, hopefully with Bluetooth. But what I need to do, this dash pad is shot all the way down. But since I have all of these parts out, we're gonna try and get this dash pad off. I ordered a new one. It'll be here in a couple days, hopefully. So want to get this off before we put the new instrument cluster in when it gets here. It'll be here in the next couple days as well. So as usual, waiting on parts. I had to order some new retainer rings for the light switch, since while this truck had been sitting where it was at in the graveyard, somebody had broke in, stole the original light switch and the original wiper switch. So I had to order another wiper switch, another light switch, and the retaining rings that hold it in the instrument cluster. So I'm waiting on that. So we're gonna do real quick before it gets up to 120 past napalm. Yeah, it's been really hot, really humid, but we're gonna go ahead and try and get this dash pad off of here. I saw one guy do one in the past, so I'm gonna see if I can remember. There's screws up under here on the front, but there's also nuts holding it in up inside here somewhere. So I'm gonna mount the camera, I guess, over out of my way, and we'll see how long it takes and how hard it is to get this dash pad off of here. This dash pad has definitely seen better days. I doubt the new one comes with screws, so we'll try and save these. Looks like 4 screws. Maybe? Is that one there? Oh, yeah, it just sunk. I haven't done a stem knob radio and probably since the 90s. I'm trying to remember how to take them off, but yeah, I forgot they got those retaining nuts. Alright, let me get this last screw off of here. I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna do vinyl in here again or carpet. So I don't know, we'll save that for one of the upcoming videos. I do know the carpet is cheaper. And at some point, probably want to put vintage air conditioning in this thing. Where is the... Oh, there's no way I can get to that. It's... rip this off. Ish. Texas heat, not good for dashes. Probably at some point too, may upgrade this thing to power steering. Is this old truck just moving it around from outside to back inside? You gotta turn the steering wheel 10 times to move 3 inches. Throw some junk on the floor. Trying to save some of the artifacts. Like his old newspaper, Canyon Lake Item, which of course doesn't exist anymore, from 1989. Be fun to go back in here in the news and see what's different. And of course, none of these businesses listed in this business directory are still here, I don't think. Oh, glove box. Country Boys Food Stores. Value bulk specials. Wow, free bread, free potato chips, free paper towels. Where is this at? Oh, I guess there used to be one in here at the lake. I did not know that. And probably, yeah, tow bills from when this truck was still in service. Oh. Here's Bones. We saved him out of the brown 78 so we can add him to this truck. Rear view mirror is shot, so we'll be replacing that. A valve, because yeah, why not? What else is up here? Fuel filter for a carburetor, and one spark plug for a Ford. Oh, crusty paperwork. Oh, insurance card expires in '89. Well, that was the last time this truck was on the road. Okay, let me figure out if I gotta take this radio out to get up in behind it. I don't know if there's, well, let's see. Yep. Of course, there's, well, actually, I just turned it by hand. I don't know how. That one's tight. I might be able to get to it. Alright, let me figure out what size that is, and then get that off. Well, instead of boring you with this, I'll go ahead and show you footage from the little one and I surprised her since she had never been to any type of amusement park. Took her to Six Flags, Fiesta, Texas, and San Antonio, and it was fun. So check it out.
Great. No, get me out of the water ball. Get me out of the water ball. Get me out of the water ball. You're not getting wet. I'm getting all the water. Get away from me. You're bad luck. Oh, we're going up again.
yeah, we had a fantastic time, and I think I had more fun watching her have fun, especially since it was new experiences for her, and the fact that she actually got on one of the more adult crazy roller coasters with me. All right, there we go. What's the date on this? Date October 8th of 1971. Yep, I've seen better days. So, all right, get that out of here. I gotta find a new glove box insert too. Well, I guess unfortunately we're gonna have to stop here. I hate stopping in the middle of doing things, but we're not gonna have parts for a few more days, and so there's not much more I can do right now to show you guys anything. But what we're gonna do in the next video is get the instrument cluster installed, verify the charging system is now working correctly, get the spacers on the belt, and take our first test drive down the road, not too far, because we still have to address the issue of the rear end and the drive shaft. Yeah, we're reaching that point where we're going to have to be addressing that very soon. We do need to get the doors off of this thing. I don't know if it'll be the next video, because that might be in its own little category, but we're going to take the doors off of here, put the new rocker panels in, attempt to do this one cab corner over here. I keep looking at it and I'm not sure how easy it's going to be with this bed on it, because I don't want to remove this bed. So we're going to see if we can make that happen. And while the doors are off, I'm going to go ahead and I've had some people ask me about doing the weathered graphics, and like I did on the Zombug, making it look old and patinaed and blend in. So I'm going to do some paint work on here. I'll show you the little tricks I use to make the paint look like it's been on the truck forever, because I want to make the branding look like it's been on this truck since the 70s. So we'll address that. So that'll be another video after the next one. So we're approaching the point to where this truck will be back on the road. I mean, she's running good. She now moves under her own power, or I should say he. His name is Clyde. But yeah, so that's where we are. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in and checking us out. It's been a little too hot out here for the kiddo, so that's why she hasn't been in the video, the past couple videos, because she's very pasty and doesn't handle heat well. She got that from her mama. But we'll get her involved in this. I'm trying to see if I can't get us a swamp cooler. I found them at Home Depot, so we'll see if we can't raise enough money to get us a swamp cooler. That way we can actually do more footage. And got a couple other projects coming up, not all for us. There's some other people that we're going to be helping out with their projects, so we'll be dragging those over. A Will It Run or Will It Run Again. We do have a rescue for us we're going to go do, but with this 105, 110 degree heat we've been having and high humidity, it drops us too quick. But we'll get around to it. We're going to try and see if we can get that swamp cooler. That way we can do more stuff in the garage and get more videos out for you guys. So, but until next time, please like, subscribe, share, and yeah, we'll be back probably before next weekend. We'll start filming the stuff that we're going to finish this truck up on. So until then, we'll see you.